Welcome back to ECS Europe. It's Season 2. It is the second set of matches here. NiP and Dignitas, they're going to be playing, they'll first be playing Dust 2, that's the pick of NiP, and then Dignitas, they picked Cobblestone. But first of all, Dust 2, Janko, what do you think?
We saw Dignitas play it yesterday against Fnatic, and it was an overtime game. But they have been looking good. I'm more interested to see how will NiP look, right? pyth hasn't been playing for a long time. Is he in shape individually? How are they going to look like as a team? Are they still going to have, you know, that, not loose play style, but, you know, a bit more freedom in their play because they didn't have the starting five? It's going to be interesting.
I'm quite curious also to see Mr. pyth, however you want to say his name. I'm going to say pyth. What are you going to say?
pyth.
Okay, so more or less, we're on the same page more or less. That's good. Because there's about a billion ways to say this guy's name. And even Swedish people, they don't give me a consensus, which I find frustrating. However, we will call him pyth. It will be quite cool indeed to see how he reintegrates into the team now that he seems to be healthy and able to play again. That's awesome. I was actually a little bit afraid that maybe, you know, NiP be like, actually, you know what, we're doing well with Michaelele. He's looks like a good fit for the team. The team's feeling good with him. Actually, you're on the bench for now. I was worried about that. Were you ever concerned about that?
Initially, no, because it seemed that he wouldn't be away for such a long period of time. But then when it was announced that they're going to play 3 tournaments with Michaelele, at that point you're wondering, well, in the last 6 months they played more with stand-ins than they have with him. So is it just an injury? What's going on there? But it seems that now he's back into the fold.
Welcome back, pyth. I'm excited to see your performance, sir. Now, okay, we got NiP on the T side. There will be the attackers. Dignitas with 5 Kevlars. They're on the defense, but with 5 Kevlars, they want to fight. They want to just have those brutal engagements. We get the creep up catwalk here from NiP. And Dignitas have a very passive setup. If you consider the meta of CT pistol rounds, this is a very passive approach. CTs usually like to take forward control, and we're seeing no control, no presence until, no knowledge until the T's are deep. He somehow got back to safety. That's actually insane. But he's still dead. Of course. Oh, cajunb! What is that? 4 kills out of nowhere. I have no idea how he managed to accomplish that, but he did. And now GetRight's got it all to do. 1 versus 4. He's going to go straight through the doors here for the first frag. And there's no inhuman reactions to be had here. It's going to be Dignitas for the round.
Alrighty then, Cajun. Seems like he decided to win the pistol round just like that. I mean, this is some sick stuff. I don't think he even was aware that he killed the second guy there on Cat, but yeah, great stuff for him. That's the pistol rounds, right? That should have been NiP's, at least should have gotten the bomb down, taking control of the site. But cajunb with some really, really sick shots brings it back for Dignitas.
When I say Cajun, you say... Yeah, I didn't. Oh, you did? Oh, actually, I didn't expect you to play along, but you did.
I did.
I'm sure the chat played along. It's all good.
It's all about the weight, Dan. The weight.
Yeah. I was getting really antsy. I was like, oh my god, he's not going to say it. Oh my god, I look like a fool.
Of course you did.
Everything's crumbling around me. Nah, that's fine. I'm used to that. 5 players ready to attack onto the A-bomb site here in the form of NiP. As we get all the nades coming over the top, and cajunb once again will be waiting there on the A-bomb site. Later we'll see him there with the AWP, but this time Config, he wants the 4K. Can he get himself the ace? Pulls out the USP, but that's not going to do it. It's going to be his teammates that clean up the round instead, but still a cheeky 4 frags for him. 2-0 for Dignitas.
If this is how it's going to look in the game for NiP, it's not looking pretty. cajunb with the 4K in the first round, Config in the second round. Not fun times are ahead.
Whose turn it is? Whose turn is it for the 4K this time? Will it be cajunb once again? That would be pretty awesome because he's got an MP9. None of these players have Kevlar. It looks very good that he'll get a 4K. Maybe he'll get more. One more player to come in now, and cajunb only 3. Only 3, but that's a lot of bank. That's $1,800 for him.
When I say Cajun, then you say 3.
I say B. 3. 3B. He got 3 towards B.
3B.
And he's got B in his name. 3-0 for Dignitas. I mean, these rounds have been really fast and decisive, but the pace can all change here.
Yeah, you can see the NiP didn't get a lot of kills, so they can't even afford all of the nades. It's a smoke and a flash instead of, you know, smoke, double flash and Molotov, something of the sort. So they have to figure out how they're going to approach this round with not optimal utility. Cajun has the AWP as well.
Cajun on the AWP. He surely has some confidence at the moment. After that 4K, definitely feels nice. So Pit looking for the opener here potentially, and he's going to spot RUBINO, but he doesn't get the kill. It's going to be a trade, however, which is fantastic. The Forest was there to get the trade in. You would expect that on the default though, and cajunb taking a bit of an off angle that you would not normally expect, but he falls back and away, doesn't get the kill, doesn't die. But now repositions towards car. NiP moving forwards towards B now, however, instead of short, where they still have control. So they've shown a lot of control of short to Dignitas, who might still be fearing the A play. But in reality, there's one player on B, and that's where NiP are going. Now they realize it. Maybe they will start to go for the rotations. MSL, he's going to smoke them up, but they have to go now, whilst there's still time to beat the rotation. But they're going to hold.
And that's the problem, because the player already pushed long, he's top mid, and has all the info magic, but Forest gets the kill. That's big.
It is big.
Still pretty tagged.
Forest is a great playmaker, and they needed the play to get back into this round, because they kind of played themselves out of the round almost up until that point. They got 15 seconds. They're going to plant the bomb right now. What? cajunb gets taken down from Long. He had no idea Long was being pushed. That was the gamble that he was looking towards Catwalk, and it did not pay off. Get right now and Xizt, but there's no time. They're going to plant the bomb. In fact, they're just about going to get it down with about 4 seconds left. So good stuff there for NiP to somehow come out with an advantage in this round. They may even close it all together. It's down to MSL now to change that reality, but it will not be changed. It will be Xizt to take the kill and the round. NiP, they never should have got that round, I think, after they failed the B push.
Yeah, Dignitas will be kicking themselves for that. Hard to pinpoint where it went wrong exactly. I mean, here Magic had a great position. Maybe definitely if he gets that kill and survives, secures the round for his team. But some great shots from NiP secured in the first round, as seems like Forest got one through the door on RUBINO.
Yeah, and you can see that NiP had a couple of players wanting to go through on the upper dark, but obviously MSL realized what was going on, put down the smoke in the flashes and immediately stopping the push. And NiP don't brute force their way ahead, and they don't need to, because they are 5 versus 4 after all, so they can still use this advantage to their favor. A lot of teams will go 2 and 2. If you give a bit of delay, they will typically go 2 and 2 on B and A. And then, of course, it becomes easier to isolate players going to A, and that's what NiP are doing. It's very smart, but they have to get the kills, they have to get the trade, and the trade comes in. Now Config's alone on the bomb site, and he's up against a split. So this is going to be very awkward for him to deal with. He's got teammates coming in now, though, but they're coming in from poor positions. Down from below as Xizt finds the finish onto Config as cajunb comes into play for the trade. But the health on both him and MSL is very low as MSL now tries to make the round-saving play. But this is surely not going to happen with 13 points of health, and that is it. I'm getting tongue-twisted all over the place.
A bit unfortunate for Dignitas to start the round with a man down. Forest getting the kill through the doors. But yeah, you can see the problem. They're forced to make plays. They do okay. I mean, getting 1 kill on Long and then 1 kill on B from MSL as well. But still, too much control of the site has been lost, and NiP has the advantage in that situation.
And NiP know how to play anti-eco rounds. This is a very good anti-eco round. Run into B. It's one of the 2 optimal anti-eco rounds, I'd say. Long being another place to all gather up.
They haven't been as good at it as they have in the beginning of the year, I have to say. In the last couple of months, it isn't as clean as it used to be. Maybe because of the fact that Threat isn't with the team, so they are a bit more, you know, undisciplined.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Yeah, I think right at the start they trusted the structure so much and Threat's direction, which is very, very disciplined.
Strict.
So very strict, very disciplined. So yeah, it's definitely hard to keep that up.
This is where you see how important it is. In that first gun round where they actually had the advantage to play it properly, to not take unnecessary risks. Because after that, sure, sometimes you're going to get outplayed, sometimes you're just going to be unfortunate, losing a man through that op, through the doors. So you really want to limit the amount of rounds you lose due to your own mistakes. You never know how fast the game can turn on you, Dan.
And you never know how fast a T-side can play, because NiP are rushing down middle, very fast pace, 140, and they're through the doors, but they don't check for RUBINO. Hiding in the corner, still alive, still amongst the smoke, but pyth somehow gets the kill. How is no one dead here for NiP? They're very weak, but they've crushed the defense. That was really chaotic, and I have no idea how they've come off of this without losing somebody.
Yeah, I mean, basically RUBINO consciously giving up on MSL in that round. Players running past him, nothing MSL can do, but it was up to RUBINO to make a big play, get at least 2 kills from that position. They didn't check it, but he gets caught by that delayed flash, and it falls apart for him. So this is where it's tricky, right? This is why change of pace is great. Next gun round, Dignitas kinda has to either go for something aggressive to counter the aggression of NiP, or they have to use their utility earlier to prevent a rush coming through or a fast push like we just saw. In turn, that allows NiP to slow things down and then go for a late execute when the CTs don't have that much utility to either stop them getting to the site or even to go for a retake if they want to give up control of the site. So in theory, if I had to guess, or if I were NiP in this position, next round, I would play passively, wait for a push, try to hold a defensive line, not to give any free kills in the beginning of the round, then take delayed cat control, smoke off mid or Xbox, whatever you prefer, and go for an execute on A with a bunch of smokes, molotovs that NiP has. Because I think at that point, Dignitas won't have much left in the tank to defend it.
Okay, let's see if they go for that approach. Start things off passively. They'll be starting off things with 5 players alive, because Forest will miss the gap shot this time, which is always nice for them. So this is definitely much slower so far. And the default doesn't this time feature 3 players through dark, which usually is going to be for faster timings in the round. And NiP are looking for aggression on Catwalk as well, I can see, as GetRight goes for the play. And GetRight is so good at the individual plays into areas of the map. He beats Magisk on the A-long position. That's a very, very big deal, because now A-long's been given up. You can see Dignitas have to react. They're starting to take players out of B to put attention onto mid, because they are fearing this A split right now. cajunb comes in, he hits 1 shot. Can he get another one? He won't, leaving just 2 players left from B to try to save this one. Doesn't look good, though, for Dignitas, unless huge mistakes are made by NiP. They should be able to close this one down, and indeed, that will be the case. RUBINO goes for the save.
Just great timing for GetRight, catching Magic on a nade there and securing long control by himself for his team. And you can see how Dignitas is forced immediately to react on long. They have to pick a side. They are playing passive on cat, but they lost long, so they decide to try and retake long with 2 players, but it's not optimal. It's a really difficult situation. That's why that pyth player is crucial in holding the A bomb site, because you're coming from one angle. The T's have the advantage there, and NiP also had 3 players there, so based off of that one play from GetRight, they win the gun round, in which Dignitas invested a lot. They had the double op, they bought up fully, of course, so they're gonna have to go for another eco here.
Another eco, sad times. And considering how Dignitas started off this this matchup, you may have expected perhaps a different result momentum-wise. All the momentum is currently with the NiP side, the Swedes, as they push into long. First anti-eco, they went for the B rush. This anti-eco, they're going for the A long play. But, oh god, they don't have that many players there. Normally you'd expect maybe 4 Ts, but they had only 3. And they don't get the trades very quickly, and all of a sudden, we've got chaos.
That was weird from GetRight. I mean, you're waiting for a lower push, but you are picking cat at that point. You kind of want to be looking there. So yeah, maybe he thought no one would be cat since Config got 2 kills on long. He maybe assumed that the rest of the players are not on cat as well. But now it's doable for Dignitas. Even though it's going to be up to Magic, or if MSL can get a long-range hit with the Deagle, because NiP has the range advantage with the AKs.
Xizt starts to work on it. See, there's no... Well, there's actually one smoke that could have gotten them onto the side, but they're choosing to go for the aim battles. And only one player has Kevlar. Got to be careful on the timing there, and that's exactly why. He gets shot in the back of the head. And that was a complete failure. If NiP... I mean, I feel like if they just go with what is the standard, which they've done so many times, it seemed like that was what was going to happen. But you said like at least 4 or maybe even 5 towards A long. But
why do they split up then?
I don't know why they split up. Again, it's
all fine if they just go together on long. Doesn't matter how many kills Config gets. They can power through, smoke off, molly off the close corners on the bomb side, plant the bomb, and play the after plant. There's no reason for Getright to be trying to push Cat by himself when they already have long control, in my opinion.
Yep, I agree.
Could just come join the team at that point, doesn't leave himself exposed to any backstabs, flanks, anything.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes, by the way, as we see Dignitas early in the round pushing and getting wrecked, and then now trying to make plays and also not having a good time. We see NiP slowing the round down after getting those initial kills. Again, they realize that Dignitas have to make plays, and they're just going to make their life difficult by just holding statically. And now they've killed enough players, they can go for the bomb site. But yeah, it's a situation where sometimes I feel like maybe, again, like you were talking about NiP in their very structured days, perhaps being a little bit too predictable or easy to read. But there are some rounds which are just optimal. Like there's some rounds where it's like, it's just an optimal way to play it. Like as you laid out previously, as we always talk about, splitting up players, isolating yourself in a round where your opponents have just pistols, is just not a good way to play that round, because you open up risks that you don't have to open up to. And another thing as well is if you can get the bomb down sooner than later, you force the CTs out of positions into only favorable aim battles for you.
True, you just play the fundamentals of the game. You play the mechanics of the game, having the advantage or range advantage with the rifles. Even though your opponents might know it's coming, there are a few ways to counter it.
Exactly,
so in theory, if you play it properly, you should win the round basically every time.
And that's also one of the reasons why it's so cool that you have the B and the A as the two variations. And some teams actually take Catwalk as well as like a third variation, where they take all their players on Catwalk, which is okay as a third variation. But that variation is all you really need, I think, as far as unpredictability goes. Because even if they stack everyone there, if you have the right nades, you should be fine, I think. Speaking of right nades, we've got some nades coming in from Forest there to clear out the bomb site. Looking for the pick, actually, with the AWP. And as I was mentioning anti-eco with the Catwalk play, that's exactly what we're seeing here from NiP. All 5 players going up Catwalk. And that tends to be fairly common these days, this variation. For anti-eco, and looks like Dignitas will get shot down there. I mean, NiP kind of make up for it a little bit, but...
Magic. Saving the UMP.
So do we call him Magic, or do we call him Magisk?
I'm just calling him Magic.
Is everyone calling him Magic? Because I would like that to be...
No, I cannot say that.
I really want that to be the case, because Magisk is incredibly awkward to say as a commentator. I must admit, I would prefer Magic.
I think everyone would.
Or Magics. James says just swap the S with the K, Magics.
What is that? What is that then? What is Magics?
I would prefer just Magic.
I guess Magisk is magic in Danish. That's my assumption.
Yeah, we can just translate it for everyone. We're
Magic.
We're awesome like that. So it's definitely Magic now. I've decided
Look at the money, Dan. Look at the money on NiP. They have money for days. They can buy out until the end of the first half, pretty much. Spores gets yet another tag, leg shot on RUBINO this time.
That is frustrating. That is frustrating.
It's that big of a problem because he can just play back plat and you can only see his head from there anyway, so... But he's kind of forced to go there now.
That's a nice first pick there from RUBINO, and the smoke goes in as well. That creates problems for NiP. That simple smoke prevents them from doing anything with all those players. Get Right needs to make the play now. He knows he needs to open things up on this side of the map. There's 2 players. Spots the first one. I like how he actually falls back here, waiting for his teammates to be able to trade for him and flash. Oh, that was nice. That was some good Counter-Strike Some sexy counter-strike from NiP. GetRight takes down 2, opens up the map there for the rest of his teammates to trade into the bomb site. That's very well done. I'm so happy that he had the awareness. He peeks for the info, has the awareness to wait for his teammates. They flash for him. He calls for the flash, I imagine, as well. Get the entries, get the bomb site.
In all honesty, he shouldn't have even dry peeked, shoulder peek there by himself. Should have just asked for the flash initially and then full peek. But pays off anyway. I think it's great to see the versatility of GetRight. I mean, going in as an entry fragger recently as well, known for his lurking, of course. Just, I mean, when you have a great understanding of the game, with time you can play pretty much any role, more or less.
Yeah.
I mean, it's difficult for a rifler to become an AWPer. That not everyone can do it, and it will take longer than some of the other changes, but you understand how the game works, you understand what your job is, how to do it, and then it's just a matter of practicing it.
Agreed completely, and it's definitely interesting to see NiP back with a pit at the moment, because it's still early days as well, to see how the reintegration will go. Get right with the AWP sometimes as well. And the double AWP setup from NiP. This used to be such a classic thing. I just remember like 2 years ago just watching NiP play Fnatic, double AWP, always on CT&T side.
GetRight wasn't the one open though for NiP.
No, not back then, no. Definitely not.
Switch to the AK.
The fifth Lauren era.
The good old era. The good old days.
Good old days.
The good old 87 and 0 days.
yeah, that was impressive.
ECS Finals was actually the first tournament in NiP's history in CSGO that they dropped out of a tournament without winning a single map.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's very...
If you want to attend similar memorable moments at ECS Finals Season 2, in Anaheim you can buy tickets at anaheim.csgoleague.com. There are even free tickets if you're a student.
Nice.
Education and all.
Yeah, see you in Anaheim. Hope to see you in Anaheim, friends.
Can meet some new friends as well, Dan.
I yeah, probably need some.
Definitely.
Because I'm probably going to get fired with the way you're continuing.
Why?
Because you're doing a great job. James and Janko.
That's debatable. But Counter-Strike, Dan.
In Counter-Strike, indeed. We've got the AWPs doing mad work here for Dignitas, and they're picking up some of the guns as well that have been laid on the floor. Friberg going in with the rifle. The trades are real. If there was a hope here for Dignitas, it has been completely crushed by the king of banana. RUBINO in a 1 versus 2. He can do this. Jump. Oh, wow. That was great. But still, the trade comes in from GetRight, so it's just not to be. But that's a stylish way to go down.
That was a sick shot, but it shows you how fundamental CS works, right? If he just single peeks, it's a sick shot, but he hits it, and then his teammate is left in a 1v1. But they go for the double peek together, and he has no chance to win the round. Great shots from Friberg, even though, I mean, the opponents didn't have armor, so makes it easier for him to get those kills, as once again, a player gets wrecked in the beginning of the round. This time Cajun, I'm assuming he went for the aggressive peek.
They did really buy 5 AWPs, so...
Oh, they did.
So they earned it.
Yeah. Why not?
It.
Treat yourselves. For the new viewers, it's only done because they have so much money and they can afford to drop them afterwards, and they want to try and get a kill or just do some damage to the players crossing double doors. So you can see now they all switch to the AKs except Forrest, who's the primary AWPer of the team.
And I like this too. They're all going catwalk here as well. They have the 5 versus... Again, this is a situation where they know it's two players to a site. And it's actually, I think, unlikely that you would necessarily see config there with an AWP. So they're hoping that they'll just be able to find one player to fight against.
Sure, Friberg.
And then one player will be in long, which is the case. So config's isolate on the site. If there's the NiP Molotov for that position...
Yeah, Friberg throws it. Hit for it.
There's nowhere for him to stand. And he's going to fall back. He's going to be more in the open. He gets nothing because the grenades are spot on. And that's what you got to do. I hope people are watching, especially...
especially G2, if you're watching.
Especially G2.
Okay, to be fair, G2 has... The one execute they have is the smoke execute on Dasu with a lot of utility, so... All right, that's disgusting. Didn't even try to cross or battle anyone. Just got wrecked.
Yeah, that's a very nicely executed A set piece, and it's also another spot where NiP are going to be a team at this point as well. After all of the time of threat from before, where they're going to be very aware of all their options from a early 5 versus 4 and how to play it. So that was a beautiful way to do it.
One of the best ways to play it is to just go for a full execute like that, because the opponents are probably going to be split up, and that just makes your execute easier to execute.
And this is, I mentioned before, the aggressive CT meta. This is that meta I'm talking about. You see the aggression on catwalk from the CTs, gives them fast rotations, gives them information as well, and they get the info, they get the kills. 3 players left for Dignitas, and NiP are going to start to work a position to kind of just create a perimeter around them. However, MSL is going to be busting down that perimeter, takes a quick frag with a Glock, tries to get back onto the bomb site now that he has the bomb. cajunb's kind of cleared the path. Oh, MSL's going to just drop in, and he had the bomb. They could have planted the bomb, Janko. They could have planted the bomb.
The only thing that comes to my mind is he had 10 bullets remaining. So maybe jump down, let's kill the guy, then I get a US, I don't know. I tried to reason it. But yeah, the reason for that aggression early on from the CTs is because there's a lot of long-range potential battles for the CTs to take, and of course you have the advantage against the Glocks with the USPs. So if you don't see anyone, you can also push for information. It's a
good
nice
nade. Magic is annoyed. There's more nades as well where that came from. There's an HU on Forest, an HU on Get Right. And 4 players on the B-bomb
side. Won the round in the end, of course. Cajun, yet again, with the pistols. Pretty good pistol player.
He is. And it's definitely an AWP thing as well. First bullet accuracy is pretty important. To be fair as well, good calm tracking aim also can make you a good pistol player. If you've got the tracking aim, does help. Now, NiP, are they going to get fortunate here? Are Dignitas just going to run into B blind? Because if they do, they're going into the stack. I want to see that. I want to see brutality. Police brutality. In goes Dignitas into the stack. What's going to happen? Because they know it's coming. They saw the nades. They got positions all over the place. Oh my god, are they going to win this round? They haven't got the bomb just yet. Dignitas can still go to A. They got time to do it. They don't have to commit into the B bomb side.
Have time but no information then. They don't know what's behind them.
Ooh, is Friberg going to sell them to go into the bomb site? He will, but Forrest has picked up the AK. They're distracted. Forrest gets a free 2K, and now Config has to come in. There's 30 seconds to get the bomb. There's a crossfire that's set up. Oh, very nice from Config. Knew exactly where Forrest was standing. And now it's down to Get Right. Where is Get Right? Ooh, Config a bit slow to react there, but Get Right down to 1 HP somehow. 10 seconds to plant the bomb. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That was almost Config's round. But what a round to lose for Dignitas.
Great play from NiP. I mean, the blind stack, and they also had a smoke. They smoked off doors. I think Dignitas knew that there was a stack, but they weren't sure how many people. I think they were expecting all of NiP to be there. And they actually do a good job of waiting for the smokes to pass, not running through them. But in the end, Get Right in the 1v1 manages to get the kill. I think Forrest shouldn't have played that aggressively in the 2v1. He has the rifle, he has the HP, I believe, as well. Should have just waited for Get Right to make first contact and then peek on Get Right's contact. But it's Forrest. He likes to have fun while he plays, so why not?
And now it's down to pistols here for Dignitas to save themselves from a grim situation. Friberg down to 3. Can they find him, though? At the same time, into middle goes Dignitas. But are they going to be getting the frags? They are, actually. Xizt can save this, though. He's got a good position with the rifle. They don't have helmets, most of them. Xizt has to connect one of these bullets, but he can't get the connections, and that's going to be the bomb down. Pits. All right, it's time for you to go 1-on-3. Taps come in for Config, but he can't find it. And Dignitas win back the round with a very poor buy.
interesting approach from Dignitas, going towards long with 2 players. I think the goal is to keep all the 3 players on the A bomb site, which leaves only 2 players to deal with on B, because the rest of the team went out middle. But, I mean, 3v2 on B is not really that big of an advantage for you, all things considered, but they managed to get the kills on both sides of the map. As Gatorade just pushes lower B, gets the kill, gets the M4. 4v4 situation now then. Favoring the T's. They have long control. Let's see if they just decide to group up long and play together. It's exactly what they're doing, and pyth doesn't find anything with the Deagle. Forest does, though, with the Scout.
Yeah, the Scout is pretty scary, and nice tag, actually. There's opportunity here for Xizt, but Nate comes out. Oh, gets a dink in as well. Config down to 6. GetRight's got the M4. They were looking for this. And GetRight snapping to Config, just running around the corner. Flash over the top, looking to find these players. He must realize what plant it is. And also that should tell him very likely where the players are as well. Can GetRight do this? Oh, the first player's found, but it's Magic with the kill.
That accuracy is insane on GetRight, how he just snaps to his head, no less, straight away. Amazing to see. But Dignitas prevail in the anti-force buy round. Now NiP actually has to eco. Only have 1 flash on Xizt. Anders would be proud. And they put it to play immediately, trying to clear out mid.
Magic bought a Krieg. I like it. I like it.
I don't like it. I think it's a mistake. I mean, I think he misbought.
No, it's
Remember
amazing.
that time where MBK tried really hard to bring the Krieg into play?
Yeah,
He always used to buy it on Mirage T side, going A apps. Wonder why that stopped happening.
Maybe Magic knows something we don't. Who knows? Like it was a deliberate buy. That's what he knows. So we have a very fast round. This is rushing catwalk. This is going to beat the NiP are going to be completely unexpectant of this, but pyth hits the first shot. That's a very nice shot to hit. Doesn't get the second, but I think he's done enough work for the time being. GetRight with, again, the great accuracy, finding himself 1 player. MSL, very, very weak now. Just 1 bullet will do the trick, but GetRight can't find it in time. Now Dignitas are going to be pressed on the defense. Oh dear, this could be really bad if RUBINO dies really quickly. Oh, gets dinged. Oh my god, Friberg gets the kill easily there. RUBINO was helpless. cajunb has to make the play, but pyth comes in with the AWP. And I like how long pyth survived in this round. If you consider he was the car player, he survived right until the end.
Similar to what we saw last night from Complexity against SK. Again, goal is to, draw attention to long and then just rush out Cat and gain ground on a player who's hopefully unsuspecting. But again, there's no flash from Cat. You see here, pyth is able to get 1 kill, re-peek. Luckily for Dignitas, he misses the second time around, but they should just add an extra flash or 2 there. Would make their crossing towards the bomb site much easier. Okay, Forest decides to go for the peak.
Yeah,
I mean, you have rounds to work with, right? But it is a reset round for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Your money system is reset. If you lose this round, you get 1400. You're gonna have to eco most likely, and in that type of a round, you decide to go for that peak. You have double up already, so I don't know why. I don't agree with that choice in this round. As cajun finds another kill onto pyth.
I was going to say exactly the same thing. It's the choice of when you do that aggression is pretty huge. GetRight gets a kill with the UMP, but he gets traded straight away. And Xizt, maybe the best situation for him now is to be able to actually save that AWP. NiP.
Because NiP had like 12-5 at one point. They were up 12-5, and now they're up 13-9. But they are forced to eco, so in theory, this will go all the way to 13-11 when they get an actual buy. If you lose that round, it's 13-13. So
put themselves in an awkward place, in an uncomfortable position, and not the back of a Volkswagen. So just some crazy spray coming in there. Do you know that reference?
No.
Oh, you don't? Okay. Not many people know that reference, actually. From a Kevin Smith movie.
Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
Who's Kevin Smith?
Mallrats, Clerks, Dogma.
Is he a UK guy?
No, American director and writer.
I'm baffled.
Yeah, I'll show you later. So, Dignitas able to easily clean up the very weak players here, although Pit will make things a little bit annoying for RUBINO.
Calling NiP weak players? Why are they weak players then? Just get right in Forest, some of the most legendary players in the game. You think, are you referencing weak physically because you live? Is that what you were alluding to?
Absolutely.
I mean, Friberg is a big guy. I'm not sure if he is weak.
But does he lift?
Would you take Friberg on, Dan?
No.
You see. Point in case.
And so you see. So, all I can see right now is Dignitas winning rounds and rounds and rounds.
This is actually super important for NiP. They managed to salvage 2 guns. I'm not really sure that's enough for them to buy, but maybe they feel like they have to. Because if they only buy armor, it's not really, I don't know, it's a tough call.
They can go for this.
I mean, 2 players can drop, the Get Right and Pyth can drop and buy, but that's a weak buy, so I think, yeah, this is much better. Just buy armor, have the other players buy a pistol. I would have liked if they bought a couple of smokes as well, and, you know, try and make something happen. Try get a good read or something.
Well, there's a challenge on A long from Magic. Will it be Magic? Will he make something disappear?
Hehe.
Hehe.
you can do better than this.
I know. It's a long night ahead as well.
Great CS.
Dark and full of terrors and CS. Nice kills from Magic, cleaning up the A long position, and the rest of his teammates will go into A. That said, again, on a round like this, especially when there's 2 AKs saved, he is going kind of alone for picks there, and maybe not optimal. And all of a sudden, Forest is doing some work here with the pistol. There's one player on the site who's isolated. He's got the bomb as well. Will Forest look right? No, he won't. But now Xizt knows where he is. Can Xizt get the kill instead? Oh, there's one. Xizt spots config now. Will he be able to find the kills? He has no idea where the refragger would be. Xizt. If he gets this frag, that's the bomb. This is so important. Can he hit the deagle? Oh, there it is. That's big. And now Xizt. He's got to be intelligent. He's got to work out exactly the best option to take, the best gamble to make of where Magic is coming from. And he can do so by isolating the positions. He knows where the bomb is, means that the other player has to come to this site. So he's taking a very strong position. He just has to hit the shot now. Oh, no, the timing. The timing is brutal. Magic had to get a 4K in that round.
That was that was too close for comfort for Dignitas. I mean, Magic in the beginning just holding long, gets 2 kills, and then I'm not sure what Config was trying to do there. He could have planted, he could have just stayed in the side. Magic should have been a bit faster on that rotate as well. They gave Xizt an opening, but in the end, fortunate timing for Magic as well to catch him looking the other way.
Unfortunate timing. It's only map 1 between these 2 teams as well. I just remembered.
That is correct, Dan. They play 2 maps.
They play 2 maps, yes they do. And the second one's Cobblestone. Cobblers. Cobobulus. So Dignitas with the default. This one is a standard timing. 1 to 115 around Catwalk and Xbox. And Forest, is he going to go for the peak? cajunb's on the angle now. With the AWP, this is going to be an easy frag for him. It seems like he's outplaying Forest in that position multiple times now. And now NiP are in a bit of trouble. Push comes in, Friberg. Is he going to push the smoke? He is. Looking for the first one. Gets shut down by Config. In comes Trades though, but it's not good for NiP. They need a clutch. They need a big clutch. Xizt is in a really hard position here. Gets taken down by Magic. I feel like NiP are going to lose this dust to Janko.
Not so sure about that, Dan, but some over-aggressive peaks, that's for sure. Forest there. It seems like NiP was expecting a mid to B because they had both B players out on mid. Gatright was in CT spawn as well, ready to fight for that mid control, but after that didn't come, initially Forest decides to take that wide peak, and it's just an easy kill for Cajun. I mean, Forest he is an aggressive player, but that's not really a smart aggression.
Yeah, I mean, you have to expect that your teammate, your opponents are playing with you as well. Like, if they throw a smoke, you have to sometimes. I mean, like cajunb knows, he's like, I'm going to look at that angle. I've split that smoke down. There's probably going to be peak there. It's like that psychology thing. People just looking. If there's like a gap in the smoke, they're probably going to look through it. That shouldn't have happened. He just killed himself. Not even a team frag. He's killed himself. MSL wants it all to be over.
That was fine.
Oh no.
Please no.
Is it happening? Forrest goes back in with the pistol for another look, and he snaps RUBINO's neck. RUBINO's neck. Nade in from Config. He's got 15 health, Janko. 15 points of health, Janko. Janko.
He's dead, Dan.
He's dead, Jim.
He is dead.
There's one frag. Forrest on 48 health, no Kevlar. AP to 15 a smoke.
Oh, he's outplaying Forest.
He is outplaying Forest. Could have been a round, but it wasn't. Another round with pistols. It goes to the last man for Dignitas.
Why is the player with the scout covering and the player with the pistol defusing? Maybe they don't know that he's low, but even if that's the it looks so bad. It is really bad.
It is bad. It's bad.
And you see, like, he wants to clear the site or whatever, but in the end it was a 1v2. He could have stayed alive. But my point is, leave the guy with the pistol because he can fire more than once. You know, he can try and recover. The guy with the scout, they also don't have armor, so it can go both ways. But I always prefer the opper to defuse, or the guy with the scoped rifle, and the other player to cover him. Because he's not reliant on one shot.
Exactly, it's more margin for error.
As Magic continues to wreak havoc.
Magic.
Yeah,
man. And they're challenging Pyth. Where the nades at? Pyth's not hitting shots, but why is he getting so many free shots? Finally, he does get taken down by the Mandem of Dignitas, and the Danes will start to charge in, but Get Right will charge in as well. Finds himself a free one. cajunb's out of the round. Get Right with the second one. He's been great so far. That's 3 frags so far for him. As Config plays the barrels, looking for the refrag. He's going to get it there. Now it's down to Xizt coming in. Looking for the first opening. But these players will wait for the defuse sound before peeking. Xizt, though, he could just try to wallbang that angle. It's very likely someone's who's standing there. He realizes it, but that plant is just an impossible situation. Has to get a frag immediately. That's it. It's over. It's done. And he's dead. And Dignitas run 15 rounds. I feel like 14, sorry. I feel like NiP are kind of throwing this away.
They are. I mean, we pointed out the rounds earlier on when they were a bit reckless, a bit over-aggressive in some of the situations for pretty much no reason. And sure, you have a lot of rounds to work with, but you can see what happens. Dignitas is not a bad team by any stretch of the imagination. They are going to outplay you simply in some of the rounds, counter what you are doing. So you really don't want to give away rounds based off, you know, your own mistakes. Sure, small mistakes are bound to happen every now and then, but I feel that these were wrong decisions or bad decisions at a bad time as well, you know.
I agree completely.
Like now it would make sense for Forest to get an op and go for that aggressive pick if everything else is not working by this time. But to do it straight off the bat, you're really making it easier for Dignitas to win rounds.
Absolutely, especially when you know cajunb is going to be kind of toying with you, and at best you're at a 50-50. That's much worse for you than it is ever going to be for the T's if you're on the losing end of that 50-50. The coin flips. Ooh, we get these smokes into A to suggest the play into A, but it's a B play. But NiP, they're not buying it, and they've already stacked B. They've committed into this first frag by MSL. Doesn't expect the player to be behind the boxes, though. And Get Right, caught just jumping into the window. Strange stuff there, but Xizt is on the site, is good for one. But now it's down to pyth and Friberg on the rotation. One player spotted in Friberg. pyth coming around from the back. Peak surely is going to be there for him, though. pyth has to win this. He's going to be able to do so. Friberg in. Nice snap onto cajunb. And all of a sudden, Config with 15 HP playing the box at the back of the plateau. Takes down pyth. And another round that NiP could have won, or was set up to win. Feels like it was thrown away.
I mean, thankfully, Config clutches it in the end for Dignitas, but why does Magic re-peak there? There's no reason for him to do that. He can just play around for time, pretty much, make his opponent guess where he's going to reposition. But yeah, for Getright, I think, I mean, maybe he assumed that it was a 4-1 split and that he got rid of the one player coming from mid and wanted to help his teammate in B, but yeah, that was a bit awkward. To just go straight for the window at that point and leave mid altogether.
It's really weird because it's very exposed on the B split action. Kind of nuts, but trades coming on to Catwalk here as Dignitas find a very aggressive and fast timing there. And we'll get Dignitas now just static in this position, waiting for a response from the CTs. Because not only are the CTs down a man, they are on inferior weaponry, which is a big problem. And so they'll push upper dock to see what they can see. The classic play. And they need to make sure they get to A quickly enough to be there to backstab the push from Dignitas. Equally, if Dignitas are too slow, they can throw this round away based on the flank of NiP. pyth, how many does he get? There's number one, maybe no. So close, but he can't take down a single player. That's a very big problem for NiP, and they can't even get the one-on-one on the catwalk area. So again, this looks like it's over for NiP right now. This looks like it's over.
It's never over until it's over, Dan. As Friberg gets a great kill on Magic. Good positioning there. It's all up to Xizt now.
Wow. 2 versus 2 all of a sudden. Is there an upgrade on the rifles here? Dignitas waiting patiently for these players to avail themselves to their angles. Peak comes out from MSL. All of a sudden, it's just down to RUBINO. He was so good yesterday and the day before. Can he do it again here? If that's one, just Xizt left alive. And RUBINO playing it patiently. Nice flick there. And that's it. 16-13. NiP definitely can't help but feel like they threw away this first map, as we've mentioned a few times already.
Definitely so. It has been a really close game. I mean, there were 4 clutches, really close ones. The Dignitas won. There was this one from RUBINO, 2 from Config, and the one from Magic as well. So if NiP just wins one of those clutches earlier on, might tip the scales in their favor. But yeah, in some of the gun rounds, it did seem like they were a bit impatient, perhaps a bit too eager to close out the game early, and that gave a window of opportunity to Dignitas, which they took perfectly well.
All right, well, it's time to go to a quick break, Mr. Janko, and we'll be back. We'll be back with map 2, Cobblestone. We'll see you very shortly.
Now, I'm just going
to stay silent. I will stay at the camera for as long as I have to.
Please have mercy.